Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
How's everyone doing?
Fantastic.
Okay, so Marie said to you that I was going to get you out of your comfort zone, right?
No. Hey, get that?
I heard her say that. I heard her say that. Did you guys hear her say that?
Yes.
Okay, so more accurately, I'm not going to do anything. You are the ones, if you are out of your comfort zone at any point, you are the ones that are going to do that. You're going to be the ones that choose that, or not. I'm going to invite you to, I'm going to give you plenty of opportunity to, but whether or not you do is completely up to you. So, if you agree with the idea that part of why you're here today is to get out of your comfort zone and you're willing to, indicate that by standing. All right, thank you. Have a seat. So let's begin. First of all, if you have a beverage in your hand or your lap, put it under your chair, please. Secondly, close your eyes. Close your eyes. Keep your eyes closed. Just trust. I know you have no reason to trust me yet. I promise you, I will give you reason to trust me as we go through the course of this morning segment. I'm going to ask you a question, which sort of sets the tone for what we're up to here today. Raise your hand if you know the title of this program today, the title of this training. If you know the title and you're very clear and very confident in what the title is, raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, if you have your hand raised, stand up. When I tap your shoulder, say it out loud.
Leadership Hollywood?
Thank you. Have a seat.
4 disciplines.
Thank you. Have a seat.
Relational leadership.
Say it louder.
Relational leadership.
Thank you. Have a seat.
Leadership skills Tuesday.
Thank you. Have a seat. Open your eyes. Stand up, please.
Good job, Tony.
Okay, now, Marie asked you guys before if you were good listeners, and a bunch of you raised your hand, right? Now, some of you didn't, which right now might be your excuse, but I just want you to consider, why would it be that you would be here and not know what you're at? At least what's the title of what you're at? Like, is it possible that when it comes to life, sometimes we just sort of go through the motions? Like we're just on autopilot. How many of you know what I'm talking about? Sometimes we're just on autopilot. We're just doing what we do. Like you wake up in the morning and you have your morning routine, right? And then you get to work and you have your early work routine. And then you get to the afternoon, maybe get to lunch, you have your lunch routine. Get through the rest of your day doing other routines. Get home. What do you do when you get to home?
The home routine.
You do your home routine. Maybe it's with your kids or your partner or whoever. And then you have your evening routine and you go to bed. You wake up the next morning and do what? The same exact thing, give or take. Now some of you, Groundhog Day. Some of you may not do the same thing every day, right? Like you may have a job in which you're out in the world, maybe in sales or maybe in different environments. So you're not literally doing the exact same thing in the exact same place all the time, but consider the point of what I'm saying. That a lot of the time we're just sort of going through the motions unconscious to what is really happening around us. By the time we're done with this first segment today, I'm going to prove to you just how automatic we can be. It doesn't matter what the topic is, whether it's leadership or communication or conflict resolution or whatever you might have an interest in. Chances are you have gotten yourself over the course of time into some habits of behavior, some patterns of behavior that you are mostly unconscious to. Part of today is to get off automatic pilot and be conscious. Wake up to what is really going on around you with an intention to enhance your leadership through your relationships. Enhance who you are in the world through your relationships. Today, at times, is not going to be comfortable. Raise your hand if you're okay with being uncomfortable. If you're not raising your hand, I'm going to purposely call on you when the time comes. I mean, just think about this logically. If you're not uncomfortable some of the time, on purpose, you have no business calling yourself a leader. If you're uncomfortable, welcome to leadership. It is meant to be uncomfortable. It is meant to be unsafe at times, at least, emotionally, in the unknown, uncertain, challenging, confrontive, right? Feedback. It's meant to be that way. If it wasn't that way, if it was completely comfortable all the time, if leadership was easy, everyone would be leading. This program wouldn't need to exist. This would not be a distinction. There'd be nothing unique about this group compared to the rest of the world out there. You guys are unique in a few ways, one of which is that you came together, and this group has never existed before and will never exist again when you graduate, but also what you create together, individually and collectively as a team, is unique. It's distinct. It stands out. It doesn't yet exist. So the whole idea of leadership, I want you to consider, is that it's meant to be difficult. It's meant to be uncomfortable. And today, we're going to play with that idea. I'm asking you to be willing to be uncomfortable on purpose. Like, try out whatever it is we do. Try out the exercises. Try out the processes. Try it on. I'm going to say some things you probably won't agree with at first. Okay. You don't have to agree. Just try it on. Just consider. Be open to a possibility. I'll say things like, imagine the possibility. What if? Could it be? I'm asking you to consider, to look, to consider. Because if you walk out of here today knowing what you knew walking into today and nothing has changed, then what is the real value in being here? Besides the experiences that you might have that are fun, that are enjoyable, and we will have fun too. You guys are okay with that, I'm assuming? You okay with having some fun? We will have fun, but we're also going to do some challenging things that are not necessarily easy. Okay, so you've already stood to the question of, are you willing to be uncomfortable? I'm also asking you to consider that there might be moments in which I can support you, I can coach, I can work with you individually. If something seems to come up in the moment, I might stop and just ask you some questions, and I ask that you be open to whatever that work might be. If you're willing to accept that, accept me as a coach today for you, at least just for today. If you accept that, stand up. Okay, great. Thank you. I appreciate it. Everybody have a seat.